You think you're just walking in to grab some milk and eggs, but the moment those automatic sliding doors open, you are no longer in a grocery store. You just stepped onto the floor of a highly engineered multi-billion-dollar casino. And let me be brutally honest with you. The house always wins, and you are actively losing. Just like a real casino in Las Vegas, there are no clocks on the walls, there are no windows to the outside world, and the entire building is mathematically rigged to drain your wallet before you can find the exit. You walk down the aisles thinking you are a rational adult making logical choices. You think you are the one steering the cart. That is the exact same illusion a gambler feels when they pull the lever on a slot machine. From the exact second your shoe touches that floor, every single sight, sound, and smell is weaponized against your psychology. You are navigating a labyrinth designed by corporate behavioral scientists with one specific goal: to make you gamble away double the money you plan to spend while tricking you into feeling like you won a great deal. Let us draw the blueprint of this trap on our whiteboard. Notice what happens the second you walk through the entrance. You are immediately hit with the produce section. You see bright green apples, perfectly stacked red tomatoes, and you hear the subtle, refreshing sound of water mist spraying over the vegetables. Why is this always at the front of the store? It is not for your convenience. The bright colors and the illusion of farm freshness instantly trigger a biological response in your brain. They activate your salivary glands and put you in a state of primitive hunger. They want to switch your brain from logical thinking to emotional feeling right at the starting line. Right next to the fresh fruit, you will almost always find the bakery or the flower shop. They use massive ventilation systems to pump the smell of fresh bread and sweet pastries directly toward the front doors. This creates what corporate engineers call the halo effect. It tricks your subconscious brain into believing that everything inside this massive industrial concrete warehouse is fresh, healthy, and made with love. Your financial defenses completely drop. You feel comfortable. You start putting items in your cart without double-checking the price tags. The mental hijack is complete. You are officially playing their game, but the visual and chemical tricks at the front door are just the free drinks at the casino. They just want to get you comfortable. As you push your cart deeper into the aisles, you might think you control your own speed. You do not. The physical ground beneath your feet has been secretly rigged to take over the movement of your body. And the cart you are pushing, it is actively lying to you. Look at the shopping cart in your hands. Did you know that over the last few decades, the average size of a supermarket cart has nearly doubled? This was not done to make your life easier. It was done because of a deep psychological glitch in the human brain. We have a natural subconscious urge to fill empty spaces. When you walk around with a massive empty cart, your brain feels a strange sense of anxiety. You feel like you haven't bought enough. A few essential items look lonely and small in that giant wire basket, so you instinctively reach for extra snacks and luxury items just to make the cart look normal. Now, you are being tricked by the sheer volume of a metal box before you even look at a price tag. Now, let us look at the floor. Have you ever noticed that the floor near the entrance sometimes feels a bit rough or makes your cart vibrate? Or perhaps the tiles are smaller, making more clicking sounds as you push your cart. This is called sensory friction. The corporate engineers know that if you walk fast, you spend less money. By changing the texture of the floor, they trick your brain into thinking you are moving too fast. You instinctively slow down to reduce the noise and the vibration. The slower you move, the more products you see. And the more products you see, the more money disappears from your bank account. But the most famous trick in the entire building is what I call the milk trap. Think about the items you actually need every single week: milk, eggs, bread, and toilet paper. On our whiteboard, let us mark the entrance here in the milk section all the way at the very back corner of the store. This is a forced march. They place the absolute essentials as far away from the front door as possible to force you to walk through the entire labyrinth of temptations. To get that 1 gallon of milk, you have to pass through the soda aisle, the chip aisle, and the seasonal promotions. You are forced to see hundreds of colorful packages that you never intended to buy. By the time you finally reach the milk, your cart is already half full of high-profit junk food. They have turned a simple 5-minute errand into a 20-minute psychological battle that you are destined to lose. And it's not just the distance, it is the direction. Most supermarkets are designed to move you in a counterclockwise direction. Studies show that people who shop moving to the left spend more money than those moving to the right. It feels more natural for your right hand to reach out and grab items from the shelves while you move. Every single turn you take has been calculated to maximize the reach of your dominant hand. You are not just walking through a store, you are moving through a machine that is harvesting your attention. But while they are controlling where your feet go, they are also fighting a war for where your eyes land. Because in the supermarket world, the most expensive real estate on Earth is exactly 60 inches off the ground. Let us draw a simple supermarket shelf on our whiteboard. You might think products are just randomly placed wherever they fit. But a shelf is not a piece of furniture. It is a highly controlled psychological matrix. In the retail world, there is a golden rule. Eye level is buy level. The massive S-tier corporations pay millions of dollars in secret fees to guarantee their most expensive products are placed exactly at your eye level. They know you are tired after a long day of work. They know you are in a rush. If the premium, expensive brand is right in front of your face, you will automatically grab it. The cheaper, generic alternatives are purposely hidden way down at the bottom near your ankles, or way up high out of reach. They literally punish you for wanting to save money by making you physically bend down to find the better deal. But the manipulation gets much darker when we look slightly lower on the shelf. Let us move down to about 3 feet off the ground. This is the child zone. Walk down the breakfast cereal aisle and look at the colorful cartoon mascots on the boxes. If you look closely, the mascots are almost never looking straight ahead. Their eyes are actually drawn looking slightly downward at a very specific angle. Why? Because corporate psychologists discovered that if the cartoon tiger makes direct eye contact with the child sitting in your shopping cart, it builds instant emotional connection and trust. Child points, screams, and begs for the sugar. The mega corporation is actively using your own child as an emotional weapon to break your financial discipline. And when you try to escape the aisles, they catch you at the corners. These are called end caps. You will see a massive pyramid of soda boxes or cookies accompanied by a giant bright red sign. Your brain has been conditioned since birth to believe that a red sign automatically means a discount or a special sale. But most of the time, this is a complete illusion. The price is exactly the same as it is in the normal aisle. They just use the aggressive color red and the massive display to anchor your brain into feeling a false sense of urgency. You put it in your cart because you think you are grabbing a rare deal, but you are actually just falling for a cheap visual trick. You have walked through the entire labyrinth. You fought the artificial smells, the forced walking routes, the cartoon eye contact, and the fake red signs. You finally reach the front of the store, ready to pay and escape. But the corporate architects saved their most brutal psychological trap for the very last step. They are waiting for the exact second your brain completely runs out of energy. You have finally made it to the checkout line. You are standing there, waiting to pay. You might think the manipulation is over, but you are currently standing inside the most dangerous part of the entire labyrinth. To understand why, you need to understand a psychological condition called decision fatigue. By the time you reach the cash register, your brain has made hundreds of micro-decisions. You compared prices, you chose between brands, you resisted the junk food, and you navigated around other carts. Your brain is literally exhausted. Your willpower has dropped to absolute zero, and the corporate architects know this. Look at the physical space around the cash register. The checkout lane is intentionally designed to be extremely narrow. This is not an accident. It is a physical cage. Once you push your cart into that narrow lane, you cannot easily turn it around. If you suddenly look at your cart and realize you do not actually need that expensive bag of chips, it is too late. There is nowhere to put it back. You are trapped in a one-way tunnel moving toward the cashier. And what do they surround this narrow cage with? Pure, instant dopamine. At the exact moment your mental energy is at its lowest, you are surrounded by walls of candy bars, sugary sodas, and shiny magazines. Your exhausted brain is begging for a quick reward for surviving the shopping trip. You reach out, grab a chocolate bar, and toss it onto the belt. That one small action might only cost $2, but when millions of tired shoppers do it every single day, it generates billions in pure profit for the corporate machine. The labyrinth has officially defeated you. Look at our whiteboard one last time. We draw our stick figure walking out of the automatic sliding doors. He has a massive, long receipt trailing behind him, and his pockets are completely empty. This is the reality of the modern consumer. You are bleeding wealth every single time you step out of your house because you are playing a game where the opponent designed the board. You cannot change the architecture of the grocery store. You cannot stop them from manipulating the prices or the shelves. But you can build an impenetrable shield around your mind and your money. If you want to stop falling into these corporate traps, you need to understand the dark psychology they use against you, and you need a concrete plan to keep your cash in your own pocket. And that is exactly why I wrote the Phantom Protocol. This is not a recipe book. It is a brutal, step-by-step survival manual designed to help you break the psychological programming of the modern economy. It will teach you how to spot the traps, stop bleeding daily cash, and start building real wealth outside of their consumer matrix. If you are finally ready to stop being easy prey for the S-tier corporations, the link to the Phantom Protocol is waiting for you in the pinned comment below. Stop funding the labyrinth. Shield your mind, protect your wealth, and I will see you on the outside.